Today's incident will wake up your soul. Please watch the incident till the end. H woman who got 100 children to memorize the Quran, but still why did she receive such painful punishment from Allah upon her? Her husband himself narrates this incident. My wife was a Quran H and she got 100 girls to memorize the Quran, but when she passed away her grave would burst every day and smoke would come out of the grave. My wife was a Quran H and she got 100 girls to memorize the Quran, but when she passed away her grave would burst every day and smoke would come out of the grave. I used to build my wife's grave every day. People used to ask me what crime she had committed. When I asked my wife's family, my sister-in-law took me to the room crying and showed me such things, due to which my heart came to my mouth. 6 years had passed since my marriage and my wife was very beautiful. She had helped children memorize the Quran before marriage, so I was very happy that along with my wife's worldly life the hereafter had also passed and she would give good upbringing to our children too. But even after so much time of marriage we did not have any child. I was very disappointed and I felt sad, but my wife would hide her disappointment and pass the time patiently. One day Allah Ta'ala liked our patience and blessed us with a child. I took great care of my wife. After a lot of our precautions and prayers, Allah Ta'ala gave us a lovely child, but as soon as the child was born my wife's health became very bad. Seeing my wife's health, I prayed a lot to Allah, but despite my prayers my wife passed away. Everyone who knew me regretted it and I was in sorrow. When we reached the graveyard, after the bath, dark clouds covered the sky as if it was night. As soon as my wife was buried it started raining very heavily and stormy winds started blowing as if the weather was also sharing in our sorrow. My child was with my wife's family, i.e. my in-laws, and they were also present at my house. That is why after burying my wife in the grave, when I came home I went straight to my room and while remembering my wife I fell asleep. In the morning I saw in my dream that my wife was crying very badly. Seeing her crying like this I got up and sat down. The rain had stopped, the sky was clear, and after seeing the dream I was very upset because I had always seen my wife laughing and smiling. Her crying like this tear troubled me. It was the time of Fuda. I prayed for my wife for her forgiveness, although I believed that my wife was very noble, used to pray namaz and was a Quran H. I went out of the room and saw that everyone was offering namaz. When I asked about my son, my wife's brother brought my son to me. He was sleeping. I was relieved. After this I went to the cemetery at the grave of my wife and I wanted to read the Quran for my wife because of the dream, due to which my heart was troubled. When I reached the cemetery my heart started filling with fear after seeing my wife's grave, because there was such a curse on her grave, like a horror curse, that I got scared. After seeing it her grave was torn and smoke was coming out of it. There was so much heat that it became difficult to stand there. No one was ready to build my wife's grave again. One labor agreed, to whom I got the grave rebuilt by paying 4 times the money. Now when I reached my home my condition was very bad. Everyone understood the pain of separation from my wife and encouraged me while I was upset thinking about why all this happened. My wife was very pious Quran, and I was getting worried thinking that what was the real reality of my wife, that such a huge punishment from Allah was given to her. But then when the reality of my wife was revealed to me my heart burst. My name is Mosen and I was the only child of my father. There were 4 people in my house, me, my parents and my widow paternal aunt. When I was in college my mother passed away and we 3 people were left. My paternal aunt and father encouraged me a lot. After some time I recovered and started going to college again. When my studies were completed, my father and paternal aunt became interested in my marriage and started looking for a girl for me. My paternal aunt thought of a girl in her late husband's family with whom she used to meet. Everyone said that the girl was very silent. She had no parents. She had only 2 sisters and 1 brother. She raised both of her siblings. She's a namazi and a half of the Quran and makes the children memorize the Curran at home, so by earning she also runs her house. I was very happy when I heard that. She said yes to the marriage and my paternal aunt fixed my marriage with her. She put a condition that till the time the brother and sister do not get married, till then, even after the marriage, she will help them financially. I was not worried about this condition. After the proposal was done, the marriage was completed. When I saw my wife, I became crazy for her. She was not only of good character, but was also very beautiful. She always helped others. She was exactly like I had heard about my paternal aunt. She never let me complain about anything, but there was only a lack of children. I used to be disappointed, but after seeing my wife's patience, I would have felt encouraged. My father passed away after 3 years of marriage. I became very dissension. My wife had always made me count the blessings and benefits of Allah. She used to tell me to keep patience. I was surprised at how she could be so patient. The family members had made life difficult to live. They used to speak severely to my wife all the time. When it was about to be 6 years of our marriage, Allah gave us the good news of having a child. All 3 of us came back to life again. My paternal aunt and I took great care of my wife and took precautions. My son was very beautiful and healthy, but my wife's health deteriorated and she died. All this happened suddenly and I couldn't not bear such shock. Me and my wife had made many plans regarding my son. I was praying for my wife's forgiveness. Maybe I would have stopped her from this crime. I had no idea what was going on at home these days, and I had no idea with whom my son was. I was surprised and shocked that even after so many years I could not get to know her. If my wife was committing some crime, then why could I not know? The punishment that came on my wife's grave was troubling me, because she used to thank Allah in every situation. There was nothing wrong in her. One day my paternal aunt came and said that there was an urgent prattle. I got angry after listening to my paternal aunt's words, because only 20 days had passed since my wife died. My paternal aunt was thinking of my second marriage. I got angry and said, don't talk about marriage to me so early. She said that she has grown old and can't handle me and my son. When I heard this, my paternal aunt said, okay, take care of your son yourself, or give him to someone who will look after him like a mother, day and night. I was surprised that he was taking care of my son, because I used to think that my aunt was taking care of my son. Okay, take care of your son yourself, or give him to someone who will look after him like a mother, day and night. I asked her about taking care of my son, and I was surprised to hear her answer, my son is being taken care of by my wife's younger sister, and my paternal aunt wanted me to marry her so that the son could get mother's love. I was refusing to accept this, but paternal aunt's insistence kept on increasing day by day. Every day she would show me my son, who was absolutely clean, healthy and beautiful, and wanted me to marry my wife's sister and keep her at home forever. I started going to work. I used to stay outside the whole day and would come at night and listen to paternal aunt's conversation. Then one day paternal aunt told me that my brother-in-law is going out of the country. My wife had told me in her life that his education was complete and he wanted to go out for a job, and my wife was also trying this in her life, so that the brother gets to go outside. The sister should get married first so that she does not remain alone. When I heard about her brother going out, I thought of his sister. I thought that if I refuse now, my sister-in-law will become a virgin in the process of taking care of my son, or if she gets married, then who will take care of my son? Because paternal aunt had become sick and weak, she could not take care of my son. I was worried thinking about it, and one day I said yes to marriage to paternal aunt. She was very happy how she was making tabis, and when I remained shocked to see that my sister was writing Quran backward on the paper, and this was black knowledge. I tried to stop my sister to repent, and she said that if I had not done this, then our brother would have died earlier. I said that it was better for our brother to die than this action, but she would not have done this. I tried to make my sister understand a lot, but she got Greedy, she was so noble that she had attained spirituality, but due to the greed of money, she lost everything. Her life was good, she was abstinent from prayers, but she did not give up her sins. I was afraid that if she did not leave this, Allah would grant her respite, and then the same thing happened. She did not get time to repent, and what I said also came true. I was surprised to hear that the person whom I considered virtuous kept on committing crimes due to the greed for money, and then today the same punishment was coming on her. Grave those who get black knowledge done, and those who do black knowledge. The curse of Allah is on both of them, and there will be severe punishment of Allah toll on them. I pray to Allah Almighty to grant us all the ability to avoid such haram deeds and walk on the path of goodness. Ameen Robbal Alamin. Obel with the intention of goodness and reward. Please do share the video further. Who knows, this may touch someone's heart, and the reward is in our luck. Please like the video and express your valuable opinion in the comment box. Newcoming friends should also subscribe to our channel so that you can keep watching similar videos. The story of a Hafiza woman's grave.